Hey Weston kids, welcome back to the craft room. Before we do our crafts, we are actually going to go over our memory verse. So let's open our Bibles to Ephesians 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Now you need to do this with a happy heart. That means no whining and no complaining, because that'll make God happy. Now for today, we're going to be doing two crafts. We are going to be coloring first a seahorse. Did you guys know seahorses eat 3,000 super tiny shrimps, about the size of a baby's fingernail? And the seahorse itself is only about the size of a palm. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but on average about the size of our palms. That's pretty cool. Now, let's get started on our first craft. You're going to need some washable markers, either the thin ones like I have or the regular school markers. You're going to need some Q-tips or paintbrushes, and a little cup of water, and maybe some paper towel, just in case. Now, the first thing you're going to do is take out your picture. Okay? And take it, put it down, and pick out what colors you would like to color with. We're going to be doing some painting, but not just with paint, with markers. I'm going to choose, let's say, purple. And in order to paint with markers, you need to outline your seahorse.
Alright.
So first I'm just going to outline the seahorse's head again. Do it a couple times. Then the lid on my marker, you can take your Q-tip or paintbrush and you're going to dip it in some water. I'm going to use the Q-tip, dip it in the water, kind of get a little bit of the excess water off on the side, and I'm going to rub the paint into the middle of, rub the marker into the middle of the seahorse's head. Kind of paint with it. The more marker you add, the stronger the color is going to be. Okay? Then you move on to the next part. Then I might want to outline this part of my seahorse, his back. And again, don't do too much because then the marker is going to dry and it won't spread very well. Okay? Put the lid on my marker and continue to paint. If your Q-tip gets a little bit dry, you can always just dip it back in the water and keep going. Try to pull the marker into the middle. Try to pull the water and the Q-tip into the middle, so that way you're painting into the middle. If you go down, it'll still work, but then it'll be harder to color in the middle of your seahorse. And you're going to continue doing this until you have your entire seahorse colored and painted. Okay? If you want to change colors, so let's say that you want to do the fins a different color. You're going to pick the color that you want. Maybe I'll use orange. You're going to pick the color that you want and do the same thing. Outline. If you want, you can even outline the small details to add even more color. And then change your Q-tip. You can use the back or a completely new Q-tip. Dip it in the water and smudge. There we go. Try not to use too much water. If you use too much water and you press too hard, let me see if I can get it going here. You actually put a hole in your paper. Then you'll have a hole in the paper. Okay. So you're going to do that for over your whole entire drawing, and then it'll look something like this. Now you don't have to do these same colors. You can choose whatever colors you want, but make sure that you color in everything and you paint on everything. You can even try to paint the whole background blue like the water, if you like. Now, our second craft, we are going to be drawing a fishy. I'm going to teach you how to draw a fish. But before we move on to this one, let's make sure that we clean up our station. Okay? I'm going to put everything away really quickly, making sure that my art station is nice and clean. Okay, now let's get started on drawing our fishy. So you need a blank piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil, maybe a marker to outline, something to color with. So again, you can use markers or you can use pencil crayons. Now, let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is draw a big circle in the middle of your paper. Oops, it's okay if you make a mistake. That's what erasers are for. I'm just going to erase the extra line I made here. Make my fish nice and round. Awesome. Your next step is to draw a circle for our fishy's eye. Okay. Let me show you what it looks like. This way. Okay. Then you're going to draw another circle close to the top here and an even smaller one near the bottom, just like that. Once you've done both of your circles, you're going to color in this middle part, but not those two circles. So you can use your pencil, you can use your marker, you can use a pencil crayon. Okay, you're going to color it all in. I'm going to quickly color it in just with a Sharpie, just with a black marker here. Now you can use any marker, any pencil crayon, any crayon, whatever you would like to color. Make sure that you color in the whole circle. And again, it's okay if you make a mistake. That's what makes us better, is by trying and going over and practicing until we get something the way that we like it. Okay, almost done coloring here. Perfect. So, our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a line for our fish's head. It's going to divide his head from his body. Just like that. Awesome. We are now going to draw his mouth. So we're going to draw a little, kind of like a J. One going down and one going up. Just like that. It's okay if one is smaller than the other. If you don't like it, you can erase it, or you can leave it. It adds to the fish's character. Awesome. Our next thing is we're going to draw our fishy's fins. So I'm going to start about here, and I'm going to draw about 4 scales. 4 bumps, and then 3 bumps. Notice how I didn't start at the same spot. I started more in the middle, and then 2 bumps, just like that. Awesome. Our next thing is we're going to draw his little bottom fins. Okay, so we're going to draw a teardrop shape right here, and then a J, a backwards J, just like that. He has 2 little arms down here, 2 little fins. At the top, we're going to start right about where we started his head. We're going to come out and around to make his top fin, just like that. Now again, back down to the bottom to do another bottom fin. Just kind of like a little J right there. Finally, we're going to do his tail fin. So you're going to start off by doing 1 line here and 1 line here. The top line should be going up a little bit and the bottom line going down a little bit. You can make it wider or skinnier, up to you. Once you've done your 2 lines, you're going to connect them with a really wide, kind of a bump, kind of a C, like that. When you're done, you're going to color the whole thing. You can choose whatever colors you want to color him, and then you can even outline him like how I did here. You can go over the pencil lines, kind of make your fish look really realistic, really cartoony too. Okay? And keep going, just like that. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed these crafts. I know I had a lot of fun doing them.
Now don't forget, tomorrow is the last day for your parents to email the picture that you drew for our seniors to seniors@westonroadchurch.com. Okay, tomorrow is the very last day. Tune in next week when you'll have Fred over and she'll be announcing a winner to the bingo game. Bye!